Hi everyone, welcome back. We are going to continue our daily read aloud of A Lion to Guard Us. We are now on chapter 14, which is titled Brass or Gold. That evening they sat in the hold. Amanda was teaching Meg to sew. Jemmy was rubbing the lion's head with a piece of cloth. The men put finger marks on it, he said. What men? Asked Amanda. Master Waters and Master Carter, answered Jemmy. Master Hopkins, too. John Rolfe came across the hold. Amanda asked him, How is Mistress Rolfe? Better, thank you, Amanda, he said. I must speak to you. He knelt beside her. He spoke in a low voice. This lion's head that your brother has, what is it? It's a door knocker. Where did you get it? From our father. Then it wasn't Dr. Crider's. No, sir. What is it made of? Father said it was brass. Do you know what people are saying about it? They are saying it is brass on the outside and gold underneath. She looked at the lion's head in Jemmy's hands. How could that be? They say Dr. Crider had his gold melted down and made into a door knocker. Why? So he could take it to the New World in secret, said John Rolfe. But that's foolish, she said. Speak low, he said. Someone might be listening. It's only a brass door knocker, she replied. It used to be on our house in London. How could people think it might be gold? Someone might have told them. Who? John Rolfe looked at Jemmy. Oh, she said. And if people believe the knocker is gold, said Master Rolfe, they can make trouble. It's only brass. But if they think it's gold, they might try and take it from you. He left her. She whispered to Jemmy, Put it away. What? The door knocker. Put it away. Why? Do as I say. Cross patch, he said, but he put the knocker into his pocket. In the morning, she took it from him. When no one was looking, she hid it in one of their sea chests. They went up on the deck. I want the knocker, he said. She asked him, Did you tell Anne and David it was gold? He looked down. Did you? Yes. Why? They thought their ball was so good. I said my lion's head was better because it was gold. And now people think it is gold, Jemmy. Don't you see? They'll try to take it away from you. Robert Waters came up to them. Could I see the door knocker? He asked. I put it away, said Amanda. You'd better have someone take care of it for you, he said. I'll keep it safe if you like. It's only brass, she said. He looked at Jemmy, then at her. She was not sure he believed her. Oh boy, P4. So we hear all of this going on, people thinking that the door knocker is made out of gold, and I'm pretty sure we can all predict what could happen if people believe that the door knocker is gold. Gold must be very valuable and much more valuable than brass during these times. Let's see what happens next. I hope they keep it safe. Chapter 15, The Storm. The talk went on for days. Was the lion's head gold? Was it only brass? Had it been Dr. Crider's? Where's it really come from? And then it was forgotten. There was something that mattered more. There was the storm. It began with a few low clouds. The air was heavy and hot. It seemed to press down until everyone felt restless. Some grew angry without knowing why. A young gentleman came out of his room and threw his dish across the hold. The food on this ship isn't even fit for pigs, he shouted. Mistress Hopkins talked in a loud voice. They said we would be in Virginia in 5 weeks. Now it's the end of July. 7 weeks we've been at sea. How much longer will it be? I'd like to know. Amanda was on deck with Jemmy and Meg when the wind sprang up. It was a fierce, hot wind that burned their faces and tore at their clothes. There was a long blue flash of lightning, and thunder shook the ship. They ran for the hold. Jemmy went ahead. Amanda helped Meg down the ladder. It was dark as night in the hold. Someone lighted candles. Amanda found a box for them to sit on, but Jemmy would not sit down. "I'm not going to stay here," he said. "There's no air to breathe." Robert Waters came by and gave him a pat on the head. "Don't you fret," he said. "It's just another storm. It will soon blow over." But it was more than just another storm. A sailor came down to look for leaks. "In all my days at sea," he said, "I've never seen such as this." The waves were higher than the ship, he told them. The deck was deep in water. The wind was tearing the sails to bits. The ship rolled from side to side, and the people were thrown back and forth. Boxes and chests were thrown back and forth with them. The hold had been closed against the storm. "Thank heaven we're safe in here," said Master Hopkins. "You call this safe?" cried Mistress Hopkins, as she dodged a sliding chest. "At least we're dry," said Master Hopkins. "We won't be dry for long," she said. The holds had begun to leak. "To the pumps!" called John Rolfe. "All hands to help pump out the water." "I'll help," said Amanda. "Not you," said John Rolfe, and she went back to Jemmy and Meg. For 2 days the ship was tossed and shaken in the storm. Amanda and Jemmy and Meg clung together. They heard Master Hopkins' voice. "The ship is sinking! The ship is sinking!" "Are we sinking?" asked Jemmy. "No," said Amanda. "How do you know?" asked Jemmy. "Listen to me," she said. I'll tell you a story." "What?" "I said I'll tell you a story." "We couldn't hear it." "I'll make you hear it." Above the roar of the wind and rain, Amanda shouted. "There were 2 sisters and their brother. They were on a ship and there was a storm." "Can you hear?" "Yes," he said. "It was a great storm. It went on, and then—" "What?" asked Jemmy. "It was over, and there was land." "Where?" asked Jemmy. "In the middle of the sea. They got off the ship, and they were safe on land." Jemmy was quiet. Both he and Meg were quiet for a long time. There was another day of storm, and another night, and the ship stayed afloat. But there were new leaks. The pumps could not keep the water out of the hold. People began to climb up the ladder and onto the deck. Amanda felt the water rising over her feet. She pushed Jemmy and Meg up the ladder above her. They were on deck, and the rain and waves swept over them. Amanda was thrown off her feet. She reached out for Jemmy and Meg. Only Jemmy was there. "Meg!" she cried. "She's gone!" cried Jemmy. "Meg! Meg!" They tumbled across the deck and came up against the animal pen. It was broken now. The animals were gone. "I see her!" said Jemmy. Meg was there. She was holding on to a wooden bar of the pen. "Don't let go!" said Amanda. Now she and Jemmy were holding on to the pen. A woman was there beside them. She screamed each time the ship rolled. It seemed to Amanda that hours went by. Then she felt a kind of stillness about her. She lifted her head. A little light had broken through the clouds. A cry went up. "Land!" There was another cry. "Rocks! We're on the rocks!" The Sea Adventure rose and fell. There was a grinding, splintering crash, as if she were breaking into 1,000 pieces. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Boys and girls, we have just gone through what would have been the hurricane. And we are hearing Amanda, Jemmy, and Meg's experience while that was happening. And boy, was that scary. And I got a little worried for Meg. Thank goodness she was able to hold on to something, because you could imagine what could have happened to her. I wonder what's going to happen next in the story. And we all know what land they are seeing. Stay tuned for the next few chapters.